那个春节过怎么样啊？
无聊。
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 你春节在哪儿过？在上海。
在上海，上海非常无聊啊。
为什么无聊？
啥都没做，你看都那个小店都关了，你看
商店都关了
酒吧就关了
啊，
这个吃饭的地方都关了
OK
人家都回家了
啊。那你春节在干嘛呢？
喝酒、吃饭、喝酒、吃饭。
跟谁喝？
老婆的那个爸妈，还有他们的那个外公外婆。
你中文挺好，我本来想跟你说英文的，我感觉我们就说中文就行了。
英文不要说中文。
I think you live in China for years. You were born from Ukraine and also live in America and Japan. How do you think of Spring Festival?
I think my perception changed a lot throughout the years,
Yeah.
because the Spring Festival itself has changed a lot in China. When I just came here, I've seen it as a really huge holiday, everybody is celebrating, everybody is going back to their hometowns.
That was about 11 years ago.
11, 12 years ago, about that. And that was really huge, I was so shocked. My first Spring Festival here, it was like, wow. It's not even comparable to Christmas, it's so much bigger. But recently I feel that lots of people either don't go home or maybe go home for like New Year dinner the first day, and that's it. And then they either go back to Shanghai or just go to travel somewhere. And even in Shanghai, it wasn't that empty as before. It's not that big anymore, like even family dinners and stuff, it's getting smaller and more like Western style, where the small family is gathering for dinner or lunch or visit each other rather than a huge like 10 tables family all together,
And the fireworks is forbidden in Shanghai.
Yeah, it was, this year, it was really boring.
That take away the most joy and fun
Yeah.
from the children.
Last year, we still went outside like to Minhan and we bought some fireworks and we were like playing the fireworks by ourselves, like two families together. But this year, even we came to Minhan, I bought some small firecrackers and the Bawan just ran to me like, no, shh. I was like, the police is outside of outer ring, you can play it, right? But somehow, no, they take fun out of the holiday. What we loved about it.
How about Merry Christmas? What would you do for Europeans, Americans?
It's different, like every country has its own tradition, first of all, but there's something in common, of course. Like Christmas, pretty much like it's about several weeks of joy, where everything getting decorated, especially in US, and people would really enjoy it. It's not a task. It's more of, I want to do it. I love it feeling rather than I have to do it, And it's all about the family, not a big family.
Don't you visit your old guys, old grandma, grandpa?
We would, of course, but it's not like I have to. It's just I really want to see them. And when I go there, we're gonna have a very sincere, nice chat over one dinner about something interesting about their life. It's not gonna be awkward like sometimes I realize it is in China when people just, hey, ganbei, drink. It's not always like this, of course, but I feel like people drift apart in China rather than Western culture is getting closer. But it used to be opposite somehow, I ask a lot of like my friends, like, did you go to visit family? Yeah, I visit my mom and my dad and like others. I was like, what do you mean others? It's like, yeah, there's aunties, uncles, and I didn't even know them. And they asked me, how's your life? Did you get married? No, oh, you have to get married. That's whole conversation. And I was like, why does it even matter? Like, you married or not?
You graduated from university?
Right? And then like, did you buy car? Did you buy house? Did you get married? I mean,
did you got a job offer?
Yeah.
You should get a job.
But I find the problem is a lot of people, I don't know who they are.
Yeah.
They ask me about my marriage, my boyfriend, my salary.
Yeah.
I just want to say, what the fuck? Who are you?
Yeah.
You can, no? Who are you? Why do you ask me? You tell about yourself.
My parents know them.
Yeah. You cannot ask who are you. By asking who are you, you feel guilty. Because in one way, you should know them because you are relatives. But actually, you don't know relatives.
Because there are too many relatives to know, right?
I only know maybe 10% of my relatives. Among the 10%, only half I know names.
You remind me of my wedding, like 20 tables, and out of 20 tables, I have 4 guests, And then I asked my wife, who are all of them? She said, I have no clue. I maybe know 2 tables maximum, you know. Others are just my dad's co-workers, my mom's co-workers, aunties, uncles, uncle of uncle, aunties of aunties. Like, and why do I pay for all of this, you know?
群众演员呢，这么
Why
多。
do I pay for that? And they all come and go. I was like, okay, take picture, you know.
You make me realize one thing. Sometimes, like this Spring Festival, I also go back to my hometown in Hubei and Jiangxi. A Chinese dinner during a Chinese Spring Festival is like going to a bar. 干杯.
Yeah, ganbei.
Let's drink for another round.
Done.
Yeah, done. It's really not like deep talking. Talk about lives, talk about opinions, talk about emotional feelings. We don't exchange that. We just exchange 白酒.
Yeah, but you see, like for us, I think it's a bit different. We live away from parents, so when we have this chance of staying close to each other, at least it's always like this for my family, right? We always try to spend more time together. We have good tradition of watching movie together. Every generation would have favorite movie, and every year you will revisit that movie, and then you're gonna laugh about it, you're gonna joke about it, you're gonna talk about it, you know. Even like setting up the Christmas tree, you're gonna do it a whole family together.
It's something we never do.
Yeah.
Since my 38 years old life, I've never done such kind of things. But there is one thing, it was quite popular. Do you know 春晚?
No, what is that?
It's the annual party on CCTV.
Of course, yes, that I know. Yeah, everybody
You know.
watching it. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
everybody
was watching
watching it.
robots this year, like dancing there.
Yeah.
I watched it as well.
Do you have something like this? It's like a whole nation is watching one show.
I don't think so. For me, Christmas at least was always about spending time together. But in China, it used to be this way. Somehow, like with older generation dying, the newer generation stop respecting the tradition, but they don't make the new tradition. Like now with my son, I have my own small things which I would make with him, and I would let him feel Christmas in Shanghai. But Chinese people somehow don't really make it this way. I don't know why.
I think maybe the bonding of the old guys is cut. So the younger family, they don't have a bonding around.
Yeah. I think there are 2 things very important. Like Shanshan just shared the bonding, this peer. Chinese used to live together, big family, around a small family, but they live together, same town, same city, same places, maybe same village or same company. But now, for last 20 or 30 years, there are a lot of inland
Migration, right?
immigration, yes. Like me, I was born in Hubei, but I moved to Shanghai, which is about 1,600 kilometers away from my hometown. And now a lot of Chinese just do that. The big family collapse. And another thing is, I think, a generation gap.
Yeah.
Of course, you do have your generation gap, but I think Chinese are so much bigger. It's like when I got home to visit my dear grandpa and grandma, I have nothing to talk because I have no understanding. And my old guy know nothing about me.
But my question here is like why they don't want to know. If I go home, my grandma, she's like 86 years old. She would spend hours asking me, what am I eating every day? What am I doing? She would ask me to show the pictures to her, like, where are you going? Who are you working with? She has no idea about the names of the places, but she's really curious about this, you know, because she wants to know my life.
My father and mother don't ask that. My mother's usually question is about how much did you earn this year?
Money talks, right?
And my family asked me, when do you plan to buy a house in Shanghai?
Yeah.
When I told my parents that I bought a house, they were so shocked. They were like, huh? Really? Why?
You know,
Why did you do that? Like, why not just to rent? It's so much easier. You can move anytime you want, you know?
I think 2 years ago, I sold out my 2 housing in Shanghai. And every time I meet my parents, they are asking like, when did you try to buy another house? How can you live without a house?
Are you homeless?
Yeah.
You see, that's really different because for us, like house is not really must have. In family, we really don't talk about money or position or like even achievement.
It's don't talk about money or no money to talk about.
I think it's no talk about money, you know. But for some, you're right. Because a lot of American people live like from paycheck to paycheck.
Speaking of money, there is one thing to add on. I think 10 years ago, when I was like post 20s, I can say that. When I get to my hometown for Spring Festival, I will see my a brother, a sister. They come back from Shenzhen or Guangzhou or Beijing and driving their brand new car, maybe a Cadillac, maybe a Chevrolet, but anyway, people driving back with new car and talking about career, talking about small business, talking about their future.
Future, huh?
You don't need to hear, you just see their face. It's so optimistic. But this year, nothing about career, nothing about business, nothing about job.
Yeah, Chinese people are getting pessimistic, that's true.
Yeah.
You guys always nowadays like really getting afraid of everything is dying, we're all gonna lose jobs. But I also feel the same way, you know, even in Shanghai is doing not that bad, right? And people do get like promotions, people do get something, but they're still very careful about things, you know. Yeah, for now it's good, but who knows, you know? And people in general stop being as happy as they used to be, you know. I lived in Japan, I studied in Japan, and I was so surprised that people are so happy. Maybe it's not what's inside, but it's a mask. But when I came to China, I saw that Chinese people don't need masks. 11 years ago, I felt like people were really happy. You know, economy went up. A lot of people got like houses, you know, and I felt that people are so happy in China. Like I was like, wow, this is the happiest country in the world, probably. You know, like everybody's smiling. You know, like I don't know what happened to China, but China is really getting like Western world. You know, depressed, disappointed, afraid of something.
Like a
all the
Western
time.
world.
Of course. Come on, have you seen happy foreigners? Look around.
Good news, we are finally catching up with advanced economy. After 40 years hard working. Here I want to say for Chinese, sometimes it feels form is more important than content. When I get back home, our family get together, maybe one of the best restaurants in the streets, thousands of kilometers to get together. But once they sit down, they just like,
come back.
good this year.
Better next year, yeah.
I mean, people try so hard, spend so much money and time, just to say some very simple words.
Yeah.
No words
like
to say,
this,
no words to say.
But even if you pick the topic, would people talk about this over the table?
No, because we don't share the same lifestyle. Beijing lifestyle, Hubei lifestyle, small city lifestyle, village lifestyle, totally different. We cannot easily understand each other.
Do you think it can be fixed?
I think that's not a problem. That's just a situation. China is big, China is huge. That's why there is a new trend. You may already notice that some young men, when there's Spring Festival, they just go abroad for vacation. They don't go back home to visit their big family. But it's like one side they are happy, the other side they feel guilty. It's happiness with guilty. Oh, I didn't attend the big family show.
But like for so many years, probably like for 6 or 7 years, we always went abroad. We never ever stayed in Shanghai because it was so boring.
Do you feel guilty?
Me, no. But my wife, I think she felt guilty about it. She was always like, oh, we're gonna miss something. I was like, come on, what are you gonna miss? Like the dinner? But every time when we were coming back, she was like, let's buy something more for like whole family because, I mean, we haven't been there. And, you know, like this feeling of a little bit like, I have to give something back because I missed that dinner.
It's like your annual party of the big company. The CEO hold an annual party, and you are one of them, and you don't join it.
Yeah, as you said, it's all about shape, right? I have to show the right face. I have to look rich, look successful, and that's like a performance. Yeah, and for me as an outsider, you know, no matter how many years I live here, I will always be outsider, you know? It's a little bit sad, you know, that people have to perform during the time when they have to bond. Even I earn a lot, I wouldn't say it because it's show off. Show off for whom? To my family? To the closest people? It's weird. You try to be modest with family,
you
right?
don't know your closest people's names, but you say they are closest. So in such kinds of AI digital times, blood define close, or data define close, or money relation define close. That's a new issue.
Yeah.
Thousands of years ago, we choose blood. But now, I think, honestly speaking, we already betray blood. But we just kept this tradition.
For now.
Yeah, for now.
Because
for now.
old people still alive.
Yeah.